approximately as bright, and they do have almost the same features. So that's about it for the lighting. I've got the overhead light turned off, of course, and then outside is not very bright right now, so it's not adding a lot of light from the outside either. Okay, next up is the camera. The camera I'm using for the stream is actually a Lumix GH5S, and I've got a 15mm 1.7 lens on that. So it ends up looking about like this. So you can see it there in front of me, and it's again a little bit farther than arm's length away, and I've got a monitor on top, which I'll explain in a second. The camera is actually not recording, it's just doing HDMI out to the streaming device, which again I'll talk about in a second. Because I wasn't sure how long we were going to be setting up and streaming, I actually power the camera from a USB adapter, not from a battery. So I wasn't sure how long the battery was going to last. So it's got a little battery pack that has a wire coming out of it plugged into a USB power download for it. Okay, moving on to audio. I wanted to have really good audio for the stream, and that meant getting a microphone as close to Lily as possible. So what we're using for the stream here is the Samson CO2 little pencil mic just out of the frame. If you look at the video on the monitor, it's really just outside of the frame here, and if I pull it down, you will see it pop into the frame. So that's sitting just above the frame and means that it's pretty close to the voice. Right now what you're hearing is my lav mic, but let's switch over to the shotgun mic so you can again hear what that sounded like. So this is the shot we ended up with using the audio from the little microphone sitting up here. So this microphone is very directional, so if you'll notice when I go over here or over to the other side, it really drops off quite a lot. So if you did have two people on screen, you would probably want to mic them both with an individual mic. Luckily this mic is usually shipped in a pack of 2, so that is pretty easy. The other thing about this mic is that it is an XLR mic and it requires phantom power, which means you need to have something on the other end that can take the XLR jack and give it power. So for this stream, I connected this microphone to the Zoom F4 field recorder, and that is a fantastic little device sitting on my desk over there, which we're going to go look at right now. So for this, we're going to need some more light in here because it is very dark with only the studio lights on. So let's go turn on the main overhead light and completely kill our nice little color scheme. So the Zoom F4 is this little field recorder here. So it's got XLR on the side and a little control panel on the front, and then it sends audio out via an 1/8 inch jack. One of
Dus even geluid van YouTube wegdoen.
You can see here I've got the audio delayed by 3 frames when it sends it out via the output. And that's important because of what this device is plugged into, which is the Blackmagic ATEM Mini over here on my desk. So with the ATEM Mini, I've got the audio coming in from the Zoom. I've also got the camera HDMI input there. The trick with the Mini is that the audio input is not or 2 during processing of the feed. So that means in order for the audio to be in sync with the video you're seeing, we actually need to delay the audio coming from the line in because otherwise it looks like it's happening too soon. Believe me, I wish the ATEM Mini had a delay feature built into it itself, but it looks like that was not in the cards for the first time around on this model. The other thing that I had to experiment with a little bit was what cable to use to connect the audio interface to the ATEM Mini. I originally tried a little dinky cable like this, 1/8 inch jack, but there was a ton of interference happening in the signal, loud buzzing noise, because that's just a cheap little cable. So I ended up going with this nice big fat 1/4 inch instead, and I just had to use a 1/4 to 1/8 adapter on both ends. And as you can probably hear from this lav mic, there's quite a bit of traffic noise outside. It's just not the quietest studio environment, so I made heavy use of the audio processing capabilities on the ATEM Mini, and it really makes a huge difference in the sound, especially when you have a good mic like this Samson. Let's now take a look at the brains of this whole operation, the ATEM Mini. I have a few videos out already about the ATEM Mini, so go take a look at those. I'll leave links in the description where I cover a lot of the features and things I absolutely love about this thing. So let me show you how I've used it in this production. We only have one camera here, so you might be wondering, why did I use a switcher at all? Well, I'll show you that in a second. So first of all, the ATEM Mini has the input from the camera coming in as well as sound from the microphone. One of the really cool things about the ATEM Mini is that it this is